Okay, let's see, folks. We are streaming live, and we will be going live in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you got a notification. Just be aware we're waiting on the current video to end in our live venue. If you want to know where our live venue is, go to patriotjournalist.com or to byhisgrace.com, and you can join us live there. But otherwise, you'll just catch a live segment in about 2 minutes. We'll see you then. Okay. All right, that takes care of that. Welcome to PJNET. It is live. It is Sunday night. It is April the 9th. And every Sunday night we get together and we feature the Empower hashtag on Sundays. And speaking of, I got to tell you, I'm really excited. Let me tell you, we do keep track of things here. And the number one visited page on all of the pages that we track on our various websites is, guess what? Byhisgrace.com. What's even more impressive is that it has 6 times as much traffic as the number 2 page. Folks, I can't wait to see the YouTube statistics. It takes about 48 hours for YouTube to compile all that stuff. But you all are doing a tremendous job. We are dispatching the gospel. Now, that's the good news. But it actually gets better. Folks, I ran across actually first her, but then later both of them, a wonderful couple, and I just want them to share their story because, so often we say we're going to do things, and we say, well, we're going to pray for so-and-so, and, you see a fellow outside wanting food, and you just you don't make eye contact, because if you do, you might feel like you're supposed to do something. And we do everything we can to avoid those people. Those people who are down on their luck, those people who are needing some help, those people who are needing a hand. Jesus always had time to be interrupted. In fact, one time the disciples got onto some people because the kids were bothering him. And they said, don't bother. That's Jesus, man. That's the Son of God. And Jesus said, well, no. We make time. Well, folks, there is the wonderful couple. I want to bring them on board. Let's bring them in the studio right now. And here we have Todd on the left and Michelle on the right. You probably would have figured that out. Trotter. Now, they are of Trotter Industries. They're going to share a little bit about Trotter Industries. Now, on Twitter, you can find Todd at Todd Trotter 3. That is Todd Trotter and then the number 3. But their ministry page is Trotter Indust. In other words, couldn't get it all in there. Trotter Indust 1. Okay? Todd, Michelle, what a wonderful couple. I don't want to tell your story. I want you to tell your story. Tell us a little bit about Trotter Industries, what you do.
Well, we are a janitorial service. We've been in business for about 21 years. Just basically trying to serve the community and help those who want to work.
Now, we haven't found a way to automate that yet, so I presume that to do what you do, there's work that humans have to do. So how do you find people to do that kind of work?
Well, we also have an outreach ministry, and we deal with a lot of people that are disadvantaged in the community, and we also help local shelters. And in doing that, we run across people that need jobs. Now, you do have people that are individuals that are in shelters that have jobs, but they just need shelter. Mm-hmm. And we run across someone that may have, they're just down and out, no job. So what we have done, we took them on and we mentored them, we counseled, and we trained them to work in our business. And there was a couple that we hired. Both of them were living out of their vans, and we offered them training and a job to work in our business, and they were so
appreciative of what we had done for them. And we also help people who've been incarcerated, been in prison, and when they get out, they're looking for a second chance. So we open up doors for them. You know, I've often tell them during training that I can open the door for you, but it's going to be up to you to do the work, and you have to go through the door. Don't expect me to come in and do the work for you. I'll train you, give you everything you need, but you have to still do the job. You have to produce. And when people quite don't measure up, I've often tell them as well, I don't fire you, you fire yourself.
Uh-huh. Do you feel, I mean, a lot of people would be reluctant to do what you're doing. Todd, you don't look like you just were born, last spring. So you've been around a little bit. How do you handle these guys and keep from being taken advantage of?
Well, one of the things we try to do, like I've been in the church for over 35 years. Jesus Christ came into my life at the age of 23. And so it gives you some street sense of knowing, people when you really want to turn your life around, when you want to really turn things around, I will be there for you. I'm not somebody that you can, take advantage of. I do know people. I study human behavior and watch the way people act. I know when somebody wants to work and when they don't want to work. I look for keywords when I'm interviewing people. If you say the word hustle, that turns me off right away because this is not a hustle. Mm-hmm. When we started this business 21 years ago, it was never designed as a hustle. We were just simply trying to supplement our income. It started off with just me and my wife and our kids, and then it took off. Once you start doing business with people and they go and tell others, and then the business just basically grow from word of mouth. Most of the people we hire, like I said, are people who's been incarcerated, but they come with skills when they've been incarcerated, like plumbing and electrical work. They get their certificate. So we implement this into our cleaning company. We're not just a janitorial service. We are full janitorial service where we do all those things: balances, plumbing, we lay floors. From the janitorial service itself, several businesses have grown out of that, from lawn care to snow removal. We have vending machines around the city. We do painting for the city and county. We do several things. So we are able to help people and bring them in who really want to work.
Todd, I can see you're oozing leadership. All right, you're my kind of guy. And Michelle, before I ask Todd the question, Michelle, what is your role in the business? You know, I can tell he's a tough guy, but you don't look so tough. How do you work into this recipe? Or maybe you are. You just faking it. I don't know.
No,
She's sweet.
no.
You're too sweet to be dealing with some of the folks he's dealing with.
I'm very firm and discerning. So by prayer to God is how I learn to deal with people.
Right.
You know, because you can't talk to a worker, you know, any type of way. You have to have respect. You know, they're coming on board with your company. You have to know how to deal with them as a leader in your company. So we allow them to talk with us and share their concerns. And if we're able to help, you know, we help in any way we can.
That's right.
My background is I worked in psychiatric care for years, and, you know, I learned a lot through that, you know, as far as counseling. But
Oh, you're with the caregiver. Okay, let's clear that up.
Okay.
Michelle,
Yeah.
can I ask you a hard question, really, seriously? Has it ever been expressed to you, and if so, what would be your response, maybe to the unasked question? Aren't you just too capitalist, taking advantage of people and exploiting them while they're down on their luck? What would be has anybody approached you and confronted you with that?
Actually, well, let me answer that question for you, Mark, because
All right.
no, that is one thing that we have never had anyone say to us, because most people that come to us and come from us from other companies were only making minimum wage, $7.25. We instantly start our workers off at $10 an hour.
Wow.
So that
Where are you at, man? I need a job.
and we've been doing that for a good while. When we first started, we started them off at $9 an hour, because we figure a person is worth their salt. And to give them an opportunity, you in order to want people to want to be motivated to do what they do or doing, you have to start them off at a decent pay. If you can't be motivated to work for $10 an hour, I don't know what else is going to motivate you. When we started new contracts, working, taking over companies, we kept workers on that was with these particular companies, and they were only making minimum wage. We instantly take them up to, from if you got good skills, from 10 to 11 to $12 an hour. And if you ever wanted to see a grown man cry, and because you took the time to want to believe in them and help them to believe in themselves, it's really touching. I mean, to bring these individuals in, not just give them a job, but also try to give them some spiritual guidance, to bring them into the office. We have Bible study, prayer service, and to watch people be receptive. I have a gentleman that's working for me right now who was a Muslim. He's a Muslim, but now he's asking questions about the God I serve, wanting to know more about Jesus Christ. He's always been told that he was just a prophet. I told him, no, he's more than just a prophet. He's the son of the living God. So this young man is more receptive now and wants to know more about who the real God is, because he's seeing what God has done for me in my life and how I'm reaching out to try to touch others and help them also find. It's not just enough to give a man a handout. You need to give him a hand up. It's not just enough to give a man a fish, but if you teach that same man to fish and work, he'll eat for a lifetime and he'll take care of his own family.
Well, I was going to ask you, it's less relevant now, but I'm thinking, okay, you take people down and out, you give them a job, you meet that immediate need, then they move on. How do you keep people? But I think you've just answered that. At the rate you're paying, you shouldn't have the turnover problems that most people in your industry would have.
No, we don't. That has never been a problem or issue with us. Is not having enough jobs to provide for people who are coming to us, knocking at the door. Is our number one problem, not holding on to people and keeping them. And one of the things we want people to do, even if you wanted to move on, we want to give you the basic skills that you're going to need to go somewhere else. Show up on time. Be productive, because don't expect me to falsify anything for you. If you are sometime worker that don't come in all the time, I'm going to tell, don't use me for a reference. Because I'm going to state the obvious and state the truth. Because if you cannot be motivated for $10 an hour, I don't know what else is going to motivate you.
Wow. I wish we had more time. There's so much we could say and so much we could do. Folks, one of the criticisms of Christianity is Christians, because so many Christians, they talk the talk, but walking the walk's a whole different matter. But you two are a real inspiration. You're paying above average wages for the work you do, and it's not because of force of law. It's because you got a heart. You're expecting more because you're giving more. You're earning respect because you're giving respect. I just am grateful, for your ministry. What an awesome, just something everybody has a ministry, and you have really, I know the Lord's going to say, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Amen. Amen. Can I say this right fast, Mark?
Go ahead, preacher. Preach on.
Because we not only have a business, but we also have a ministry called Port of Mission. And one of the things we do through the ministry is that we have a outreach food pantry and a clothing bank that we help women who are caught up in sex trafficking turn their lives around, and they come down and we give them clothes so they can present themselves when they go out and look for jobs. One of the things that we're trying to do here as well is set up some kind of rescue mission, because we've been getting donations from law firms, hotels, investment companies who's been giving us a lot of furniture. So we want to be able to establish some kind of housing, so when people call us and they do, rather us referring them somewhere else, we want to be able to lodge them and put them up and give them the kind of secure environment that they're going to need in order to really turn their lives around.
Michelle, this guy is an engine. You must be the fuel. How do you keep this guy going?
Praises.
All honor goes to God.
That's right. That's right. I thank God for him. He's very wise and
look who you married.
A very good leader.
Yeah. One time my wife questioned my intelligence, and I said, yeah, look who you married. Oh, Michelle, Todd, you have blessed me and blessed us. Thank you. Hey, God, people say God bless you as sort of a salutation, but may God bless the both of you very richly and show favor upon you as you minister and share the gospel and give people a chance. You're in the trenches most people would run from, and you're running toward it, and you are champions of the cross, and I'm so glad that we got to meet you, and I'm so glad to hear you sharing your story. Keep doing what you're doing.
And you keep doing what you're doing, Mark. You can continue to be a blessing to people out there and continue to share the gospel the way you are. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're awesome. Thank you both so much.
Okay. God bless you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't stir your spirit, if that doesn't get you motivated, you think you got it bad as a Christian, you think you've got too much work to do at church, you've got too many responsibilities at home. Boy, I tell you, get out there in the trenches, and it's inspiring to hear the story. It's working, folks. Love works. Love works. Okay? We hear a lot of things that, well, I'm revved up. We got to get back to what we were doing, and we've been blessed, and we will be sharing this throughout Twitter and on YouTube and so forth. I'm going to turn the controls back over to Sunbelt Girl, our video co-hostess tonight, as we continue the Empower Project live here on PJNET.